Hello and welcome to the Temple of Tomes with your host, Indie Comics Jones. Today is December 1st, 2020, and this is episode 147. Today we're going to take a look at The Union for Queen and Country. Hey, this is one of the King in Black comics that are coming out this week for Marvel. Is the Marvel #1. I'm not too familiar with these characters at all. I don't know if they're all new or not. I have a feeling a couple of them might have been around if they're not new, like Union Jack here. However, I believe it's a new spin on this whole idea. Let's go to I think it's the back here. We'll start the back because that's got the credits. And we can see the Union, the Britannia Project, Part 1, the flag game. The writer is Paul Grist. Andrea DeVito with Paul Grist on pencils. And the inkers were Drew Garaci and Lubo Underwood with Paul Grist as well. Colorist Nolan Woodard did a good job on the color on this. Just want to say this was a very interesting comic because I hadn't really heard anything about it. I saw it at the shop and I picked it up just out of curiosity more than anything else. I was going to avoid the King in Black. I'd kind of avoid the last couple big things from Marvel, those being Empire and War of the Realms. I did not purchase a single copy of comic for either one of those runs or those series. But this looked kind of intriguing to me, so I wanted to check it out just because of the English slant on it. What they're trying to do is put together a group of superheroes based on the 4 countries of the United Kingdom, that being England, Wales, Scotland, and Ireland, or they call it Northern Ireland as it's mentioned in here. And they've actually got 5 characters, so I'm not quite sure if one represents all of them. Maybe Britannia represents all the characters together. And it starts out as a like Saturday morning cartoon here, showing Britannia taking on Killer Croc, I guess. I don't know, but very silly. And then they get a PSA on a phone from 10 Downing Street mentioning that there's a new superhero team putting together, and they show it here. But we don't see Union Jack in this, but they've got Britannia, who's right here, Snakes, which is this tall demon-looking guy. I'm not sure what his powers are yet. The Choir, she can kind of make this piercing yell that brings people to their knees. And Kelpie, she seems to have a lot of different water-related items, like make herself into a puddle that you can drown. She can drown someone in or turn water into ice. So I'm not sure if they've got any more powers than I'm speaking of right now. That's what I know of. So it starts out, they're kind of doing this reality show where Union Jack is leading a team of 12 through this fortress maze to plant a flag to win the game. And apparently 10 of his team or so has already been knocked out, and it's just down to 2 of them here. And the other 11, I believe, are just regular soldiers with special armor on. And you got these mobile cameras following the action as they go along. So they're making their way through. I guess they're getting very close to the end here. And they're going through the courtyard. And we get like this little scene, nice. It's Good Morning UK. And it's kind of tongue-in-cheek. The whole thing is very, as the English would say, cheeky. If you look at Union Jack, he's kind of a combination between Batman, because he has no superpowers. He's wisecracker like Deadpool. And he's got the patriotic spirit of Captain America. But he's also got a costume that kind of looks like Borat's swimsuit. You don't really see it here, but you'll see it in some of the other pictures. But it was a very entertaining comic, I must say. I did enjoy it. I didn't know what to expect, but I did enjoy it. So he's doing this obstacle course. He's trying to plant this flag. And the last of his soldiers gets caught in a puddle. He thinks, oh, it's just a puddle. And Union Jack knows better. They call him Joe for some reason, but his character is Union Jack. Says, hey, it hasn't rained here in two weeks. I don't think that's a puddle. And of course, he gets enveloped. And this happens to be Kelpie in her, I guess, water form, or using a water form. And she's actually drowning this soldier. She gets, Union Jack gets them to stop somehow. And so he just kind of sits there, and then Union Jack just takes off real quick. Again, making a run for the place where he's supposed to plant the flag. And he's almost there. He's got to jump over to this island, and boom, he hits Britannia, who's on the other team apparently. And so he pretends to let her help him up, and he kind of flips the tables real quick. She hits him with the staff, but he keeps going. He makes the jump over to the island, and da-da, I won. And you can see that Borat-looking outfit there. They could have made it like a little bit normal. You know, just give him normal pants, maybe, just like the shirt like that. But no, they went a little bit further. But he's kind of a wisecracker. He's pretty funny. But then Britannia says, well, you really didn't win because I got the flag. And it turns out it's an advertisement for Darwin Tech. And she sees that, and she's a little bit miffed, so to speak. So Union Jack continues to clown around. They're supposed to be interviewing Britannia, but he kind of leaps in there and just kind of waving as a bystander as Britannia talks to the millionaire. I guess he's supposed to be like Richard Branson. I'm not sure. And this is where we see some of the soldiers, Union Jack soldiers, meeting up with Britannia's team. And they start right off by calling them names, which they don't take too kindly to. And the choir uses her vocal powers to take down the soldier. The other soldier, for some reason, he tosses water at choir just to get her to stop. And Kelp is right there, and she turns him into like ice spears. It's like, wow, he just threw water at her. Now he gets ice spears at him. So it's a little bit, and then Snake just intimidates the rest of them. So Union Jack kind of steps in the middle. Does a little bit of a Deadpool type dialogue there. And so then they're all standing there. Richard Branson wants to get a selfie. So there's words like selfie and Instagram in here. So it's kind of got that a little bit of a modern feel to it. Suddenly they see this ominous appearance of shadow blocking out the sun. And they realize that they're in trouble. And this is probably the best panel page in the book. Right there. Really nice. They get attacked by this kind of looks like a demonic dragon. They don't really say what it is, but Britannia leaps to attack it while the soldiers fire on the dragon, and she stabs deep into the dragon. However, the dragon uses its tail to spear her and take her down. So both lay dead. And the soldiers come rushing in. Her team comes rushing in, and the one soldier's like testing it, and he kicks the dead dragon, and it just kind of fades away into the ground. So as they're tending to a dying Britannia, we assume she's dying. We're not. She seems to be dying. Something comes up from the ground and grabs the soldiers, all of Union Jack's soldiers. And suddenly, as Britannia dies in Union Jack's arms, these soldiers are suddenly soldiers of the dragon. And we have a battle on our hands. As this is how it ends. To be continued. So, right now, Britannia is obviously not in the scene. As they go to attack, I guess Snake maybe throws snakes. I'm not sure what he's doing, what the deal with him, or if that's coming from those dragon soldiers. But we'll find out, I guess, in the next issue. I am going to follow on with the next. And here we get a shot of the next one with Britannia standing over a fallen Union Jack, like she had just beat him up. I don't know if that's the story or not. We'll find out, obviously, um, for the next issue. But I will stick with it. I did enjoy it. It was just fun enough to curious. I was curious, and I'm very curious to see where this is going. It's a little bit different from the Marvel I have been reading in the past, and it does have a new slant on things. So we'll see how it goes, though. It's a group of 3 women and 2 men, I'm assuming. So we'll see how where this goes. But right now, it's interesting and it's fun. So Indy is sticking with this one. Say, thank you for stopping by. This is a recommend if I haven't mentioned it already. Please like, please subscribe, please leave comments, and we'll see you next time. This is Indie Comics Jones from the Temple of Tomes bidding you adieu.